Hi friends, hope you are doing great. We are going to learn Google Cloud Platform. So today we are going to see uh, choose the storage options in Google Cloud Platform. So we have few storage options: cloud storage, cloud bigtable, BigQuery, cloud SQL, cloud spanner, cloud data store. So if your data is structured, then it will go to here. If your data is not structured, then it will come here. Okay, so for example, if your data need mobile software development kits, then it will come to cloud storage for Firebase. If your data it's not need mobile SDK, then it will come to the cloud storage. So what is cloud storage? So cloud storage, which is unstructured data used for storing images, pictures and videos. So next, your data is structured. Okay, again, if your workload is analytics, means it will come here. Again, if you need updates or low latency, then if yes means it will come to cloud bigtable. So cloud bigtable, it is low latency, read write access and high throughput analytics. Then if you don't need updates or low latency, then it will come to that BigQuery. So BigQuery is online processing up to petabyte scale, analytical reporting on large data. It's used for big data processing, SQL. Okay, so if uh, if our workload analytics, which is your it is no means here it will come. Again, if your data is relational, then it will come here. Then again, if you need horizontal scalability, then it will go with, if it is yes means it will go with cloud spanner. If it is no means it will come to cloud SQL. So I will talk about cloud SQL. So cloud SQL, which is structured data, it is OLTP, online transaction processing workloads. Then if your application needs horizontal scalability, then if it will come to cloud spanner. So cloud spanner, it is a high availability distributed computing. So what is horizontal scalability? Horizontal scalability, it adds server capacity on the fly based on how much your application requires. So if your data is not relational, then it will come to here. If it is if you need mobile SDK, then it is cloud Firestore for cloud Firestore. Then if it is not need, means it will come to the cloud data store. So cloud data store, it is NoSQL document database for our web and mobile applications. So we have covered these storage options. So we are going to see today cloud storage. So what is cloud storage? So cloud storage, we can store and retrieve your data. So this is object storage for companies of all sizes. Storage any amount of data, we can store any amount of data and we can retrieve it. So this is unlimited storage with no minimum object size. Second one is worldwide accessibility and worldwide storage locations. Then it is low latency, high durability, 99.9999 annual durability. Geo redundancy, if the data is stored in a multi-region or dual region. So geo redundancy, it means, geo redundancy, it will replicate your data and store this backup data in a separate physical location just in case one site fails due to natural disasters, catastrophic events or glitches that cause network outages. So here we have bucket locations. So bucket locations, what is bucket? Buckets are the basic containers that hold our data. So what is object means? So objects are the individuals piece of data that we store in a cloud storage. So cloud storage, which is unified object storage. Okay, so we are going to see the bucket locations. So a region is a specific geographic place such as London, and a dual region which is a specific pair of regions such as Finland and the Netherlands. Then third one is a multi-region which is large geographic area such as the United States that contains two or more geographic places. Objects stored in a multi-region or dual region or geo-redundant. Then cloud storage stores object data in the selected locations in accordance with the service specific terms. Now we are going to see the storage classes for any workload. So say we have four options: storage, standard storage, nearline storage, and cold line storage. Last one is archive storage. So first one, standard storage, it is good for hot data that is accessed frequently, including websites, streaming videos, and mobile apps. Then second one is nearline storage, low cost. This is low cost, so this is good for data and it can be stored for at least 30 days, including data backup and long tail multimedia content. Then third one is cold line storage. It is very low cost. It is good for data that can be stored for at least 3 months or 90 days, including disaster recovery. And last one is archive storage. This is lower cost, good for data that can be stored for at least 1 year or 365 days, including regulatory archives. And one more point I would like to say. So when we create a bucket, we have to specify a globally unique name, and after creating a bucket we can still change its default storage class. However, we can however we can only change the bucket name and locations by jilting and recreating the bucket. So we are going to see these things in our upcoming lab. So we have a cloud storage pricing. For standard storage, it's starting at 0.02 per GP per month, and nearline storage it's starting at 0.01 per GP month, and cold line storage again starting at 0.004 per GP per month, and archive storage also starting at 0.0012 per GP per month. So this is the pricing for cloud storage services, which is based on what you use, including the amount of data we store, the duration for which you store it, the number of operations you perform on your data, and the network resources used when moving or accessing your data. For cold storage classes meant for store long-term infrequently accessed data. There are also charges for retrieving data on early deletion of data. So we have two types: backup and archival storage and high performance object storage. Under the backup and archival storage, we have two options: cold line and nearline. So cold line, which is lowest frequency access, and nearline, which is low frequency access. The next one is high performance object storage. This is high frequency access. This is regional and multi-regional here. Thanks friends. So next in our upcoming videos we are going to see the lab. Thank you.